Hello, everyone. Okay, here we go again. Stephanie Zima here, my way of life coaching. And tonight I want to talk about something that is shame provoking for all of you people that want to maybe be the fly on the wall. It's okay to just watch with no commenting. It's okay to maybe send me a private DM instead of having to comment on this here. But it's really important to me that we talk about this because I felt stuck in my life and I felt so guilty about it for so long that I was trying to hide it, right? I was trying to hide it for a long time. And it's time to not hide and it's time to talk about it because I know that so much of the anxiety that you guys are dealing with, all the depression that you're dealing with, the mental load, the exhaustion, the disconnection of life these days is basically happening because you are feeling isolated and stuck. Right? You're feeling isolated and stuck, and that's why you are getting attracted by these shiny objects such as network marketing or your other business, and they're giving you the illusion that you're going to be part of a tribe and part of a group, and that's what you want to do. And then you get attracted by this, and then you fall behind by not when that is not the reality, right? And you are going to start feeling even more isolated, even more depressed when that is not what it is. When I started back then, it was really kind of weird. I was a stay-at-home mom and I saw the vision right away. I saw the opportunity to be able to create a full-time income from home while doing this. And that was one aspect of this. I saw the opportunity to create an income from home, but I also, if I'm really honest, if I also saw the opportunity to belong with someone, belong to something, belong to a bigger purpose, because I felt lonely. I felt lonely, I felt isolated, I felt hopeless, I felt scared. And I thought to myself that, whoa, I was a stay-at-home mom, right? I thought, whoa, if I can make an extra income, then it would give me options. I wouldn't be completely dependent on my husband. I would be able to have other adults that I could be talking to. I would be able to connect with other like-minded individuals, right? People that were also driven, people that were also wanting to have a career, people that were also still loving their babies and wanting to be there and doing all the things, but still having your own life. And if you can relate with me on that, drop me a note, or comment below. But it was really important to me. This is why I got into online businesses originally. I did not think about, oh, I need to replace my income. Oh, I need to have my retirement. Those thoughts came later. My first initial yes was the fact that I wanted options. I wanted options to get myself out of that stuckness, right? Out of that desperation feeling that I didn't even realize I was desperate about originally. Mm-hmm. But so after I did that, and I got into business, I started realizing really quickly that the tribe that I was hoping for was really not happening, not to the point that I was hoping to. I didn't have my instant friends. I didn't have any of this happening right off the bat. So what happened in the interim was I focused on business. I focused on opportunities. I focused on creating something, and I came very quickly against obstacles, right? The obstacles that I recruited all of my friends that I knew at that time, and then I couldn't find any more. I could not get those 3 people to 5 people every month. I could not get the 9 people that, all these things that you see other people doing. I could not get a constant stream of leads coming into my life. I could not do that. So then I had the decision. Either I was going to quit because I wasn't cut out for this. I wasn't meant to do sales. But see, here was the problem. because I needed this to validate myself. As a stay-at-home mom, you don't necessarily get the praise on the back and the recognition for, cleaning up under the couch for the 50,000th time, or cleaning up the diapers, or emptying the garbage, or cleaning up the kitchen, 50,000 times. Like, you don't get that recognition that other people may be getting in their job, even though I want to say that women have a really hard time performing in the job to the point of being able to be recognized, unless they are somewhere feeling guilty because they're dropping the ball somewhere, right? I mean, we're juggling these balls all over the place. We are juggling the career, we are juggling the private life, we are juggling our skin, our energy, our school, the grades of the children. I mean, there's so much guilt from all of these balls that we're juggling, and some of them we're falling down on the ground, and we're not able to do it. So here's the thing. I felt so guilty for not being able to produce the results, not being able to do what I needed to do. And then at the same time, I also felt guilty of letting my babies not have the full intentions, and being selfish and wanting attention and wanting to succeed with this, right? It was just this storm of emotions that, if I would have been anyone but me, I probably would have quit. I probably would have found an excuse as to why I couldn't continue to learn, why I couldn't continue to do what I needed to do. And I would have not been in the position that I am now, that I am able to teach you and show you the way how to get through this. Okay? Because there's a way how to get through this. What I learned back then was that I did not have the sales skills. I did not have sales skills first and foremost. I did not know how to generate leads, how to build an audience, how to build a brand, how to be confident enough to be a person that even does these things, right? I mean, don't forget, I was a housewife. I was somebody that was sitting with diapers and 3 little kids. And, yes, I had a career before, but it's totally different. So there was a lot of insecurities that I needed to be able to work through. And when you do this by yourself, because you're not having like a really supportive environment of people, and I'm not knocking, please, if anyone of my team back then listens, that I'm not knocking you guys, right? That is not what I'm doing here. It's just a reality that, a lot of people that are not friends with their uplines or team members, that are not close personal friends, those people feel alone sometimes, right? They are not connected because they are not in your life every single day. And unless you are a leader that is going to check in with them and build that connection, that's not happening by itself, right? That's what I'm saying. So having said that, I was so determined to learn these prospecting skills. I was so determined to learn how to make this work, because what I had different than many of you maybe was that I was a visionary. I saw the end result. I saw the system, the patterns. I could see that this is possible. I could see that this is something that is doable, right? But I could not figure out how to make it doable just yet. And all the people that I had asked to give me information, I could not get the right information that worked for me, because skills was one obstacle that I had. The other obstacle was actually my mindset. The other obstacle was the connection, or the disconnect, therefore, was between feeling guilty and feeling like I'm comparing myself, needing to be someone else, like with, my dog is barking like crazy, connecting myself, right, feeling disconnected from the people that I wanted to reach out to, and being insecure about, how do I reach out, what am I saying, how am I saying this, who does even want this from me, and then not knowing enough about sales, about what sales quotas are actually normal, what is the rejection rate these days of cold contacts, how do you convert cold contacts into warm contacts, and so on and so forth. I had no clue. So as I was going through this, as I was learning, all these mindset obstacles were coming up, these doubt, this fear, this anxiety, this, I'm not making it. Is it even worth it? Like questioning my abilities all the time. Okay. But I am such a resilient person. I just kept going. I just kept digging. I just kept digging. I kept digging until I started realizing, wait a minute, I needed to build my own authentic brand. That means I need to find something that I am feeling good about no matter what. No matter if anybody says yes, no matter if anybody wants to listen to me, no matter if anybody watches this live with you, it doesn't matter, because I have a benefit from this too, right? My benefit is I practice speaking. I practice free speaking. I practice, so this is like, I practice using my voice, using my arguments, using my brain, using these skills, right? I don't care. I love for all of you to comment and watches and my, me being viral, but that is not why I'm doing this. I'm talking to the one person here that needs that life talk right now, right? That needs that encouragement, that says, I really needed to hear this today, and I believe in myself now too, because she was able to do it. Now I'm believing in myself also, right? That is the person that I'm talking to right now, and you will find this video and you will see this video, and I know that because God is doing these things that way, right? So I'm not worried here right now about the reach and how many people are going to see it. I worried more about, how do I show up? How do I become this person that can deliver this message? How can I become this person that can look into a camera and speak freely about these topics, these heavy topics that people don't want to talk about, these heavy topics of guilt and shame and hiding and desperation and feeling stuck and not able to get out and being scared of the outcome. That is what I want to talk about, because I want to encourage you today that no matter what your goal may be for you having this business, you may want to have an extra income to pay for your retirement. You may want an extra income to pay for your Christmas presents that you're putting under the tree, hopefully, right? You may be saving up so you can get a divorce. You may be doing things so you can have food on the table. I mean, we all have so many different reasons why we do what we're doing. And I just know that building an online business is a way to do it for so many. It's a way that really provides a solution for many, because I remember back then, I would have never been able to go and have a normal job, without sacrificing my babies. I had 3 little girls, and I still have 3 little girls, and I could not take a job over at Target or anywhere else to get some extra money, because my babysitter would have cost me more money than what I would have made, right? And so I needed something that I was able to do while being with them. And an online business is definitely the way to go, because you can be there and you can do the things with them. So in order to have a successful online business, though, you've got to have some mindset skills. You've got to be able to reframe your fear of rejection. You've got to be able to reframe your own doubt, your self-sabotage, your procrastination, your habits. You got to be able to take the actions that you need. And in order to take the actions you need, see, they are so simple when you look at them on paper. Those are just 3 or 4 or 5 steps. What's hard about it is to be so focused and organized that you are able to do them every single day. Okay. And you got to be able to know all these different puzzle pieces. I mean, can you imagine you get a 1,000-piece puzzle thrown at you? Here you go. This is the box of your business. Whoop. There we go. Here you have it. Now go and make it. And you're going to be sitting there like, okay, this is this piece, this is this piece. I'm going to try to make it. And when you don't even know, see, this is what it is. If you don't even know what this puzzle is supposed to look like, it's so hard, almost impossible for you to put the pieces together, even though you may have the drive, even though you may have that talent, even though you may have the time, it is almost impossible, because you do not even know what this is going to look like, or it's going to take a long time for you to actually put this puzzle together. So this is where Walk It Free comes in, right? Walk It Free is helping you step by step to figure out, what do I need to do first? And it's not me just teaching my program, it's me teaching you how to build your own. That is what makes me so uniquely different from any other trainer out there, is because I don't just tell you what I want you to do. I tell you based on what you tell me. See, I have a unique talent, and that talent is that I can very quickly read and talk and figure out what it is that you want to do. And I can think on a dime and build your business, right, for you. And that's what makes me so different than most people, because this is actually part of my survival skill that I had learned. I had to adjust all the time to new people in my upbringing. And I thought for a long time, God, why did you make my life so difficult? Why did you make that? Why did you put all these new people into my life all the time? Why did I need to learn how to adjust to so many different people? And now I finally know. I finally know why I had that burden, because he needed me to learn how to take a person on, how to read that person, how to talk to that person, how to build something quickly that you can use for yourself, right? And that is what Walk It Free is. I've done this for myself. I've built a business for me that feels so authentic that I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is I think about it. The first thing I do is I work on it. The first thing and the last thing I do every single day is thinking and working on my business. And I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I want to. It's my passion product, right? My passion project. Yes, I would love to make some money, but it's still my passion to help the 80% of people that are also in the same situation of wanting and needing to make extra money. Okay, and having options in life, whatever those options may be, whether or not they're financially, or they are actually relationally, or needing to rework your guilt, your feeling, your relationships, finding a new tribe, rebuilding your life, finding a new purpose, whatever it is, right? That is what it's all about. That is what it's all about. And I happen to also help people to overcome this guilt by figuring out what's really behind it, by healing that portion, right? Because I had to do it for myself. See, this is why I clearly have my certifications, but I can also help you because I've done it myself. I have done that inner child work. I have done that shadow work. I have done that rebuild from scratch work. I have mastered the fears, going over bridges, sweating with a camper behind, going all the way to the Grand Canyon with 3 little kids and 2 dogs in tow, right? With my camper, and being so scared on the Cracker barrels in the middle of the night at points. I've gone there on purpose because I wanted to try and see and think, how is this working? How is this? I was trying all the stuff. So having said that, if you ever feel stuck, if you are feeling like so guilty of even telling your story or saying or working with your story, because that's really what it is, you have to start working and embracing your unique story. You are meant to help other people, right? Whether or not you're in network marketing, you know, you don't just advertise your product. You are the person that is different, right? Everybody can sell gut health supplements. Everybody can sell skincare supplement or skincare stuff. Everyone can sell wellness boxes, right? But what makes them different? It's your experience. It's your mindset. It's your beliefs. It's your upbringing, your thoughts, your experiences. And this, my friends, is the future of online businesses. It's the fact that we all share our knowledge. But before you can share your knowledge, you got to get in touch with your own knowledge. You got to know, what are you great at? See, I'm great at building people's businesses because I can see them, I can hear them, I can feel them, and I can work with them to find and strategize your system. What works for you, not for me, right? And how many of you are trying to do something and you realize it's not for you? You're an introvert and you have an extroverted leader, or you're an extrovert and you have an introverted leader and you like something different. And you just feel stuck. You just feel stuck, right? All I require for the people that are in mentorship with me communication. You have to tell me. You don't even have to tell me in public. You can tell me in private, because I also have people that are introverted, right? And they don't, right? When we deal with these heavy topics of shame and guilt and not really sure how to go about certain things that we feel ashamed about, those things don't want to be discussed in public. And even if it's a group program, you can still submit those to me in private, right? And I will create trainings around them so that you don't have to talk about it, right? In public, because I know that there are some leaders out there, some leaders that have teams, and they're feeling super insecure about themselves and about being able to do it, but you would never, ever, ever, ever admit to your team that that is what it is, because you would lose face, and it makes total sense. But there's got to be an opportunity for you to also work on yourself, because it doesn't matter if you're the president of a company, if you are the top real estate person, the top seller in your insurance company. Everyone has personal stuff. Everyone feels insecure at some point. Everyone feels guilty and stuck sometimes. And we have doubt about our abilities, imposter syndromes, procrastination, and all of these things require mindset mastery and emotional resilience. Okay. And that's what I'm here for. That is what's Walk It Free, is finding that balance between who we are at the core, what our mission is, our purpose, our vision, who are we designed to be by God, right? Who are we here to be and help others, become others, serve others, right? That is who we are, and this is what we are supposed to do. And then how do we get there, right? So the heal, the connect, and then how do we get there? Level up. How do we get there? That's the next thing. Remember the puzzle piece, right? Somebody just throws these puzzle pieces at you and says, here you go. Now you have your vision, your mission, and your values. Go. And you're like, what am I going to do with that? Like, you start having a mismatch between your current discipline level, your current habits, your current ways of life, right? Ways of life. Does it match what you want to create? No, probably not. So how do you get there? How do you bridge that gap? That is who I am. That is what I do. That is how I support you in helping you actually bridge that gap too. Okay, so having said that, I'd love to know what your thoughts are about anything that I shared today. So drop it in the comments, please, or send me a private message. I would love to know. And if you find this beneficial, go ahead and hit the share button. There's so many people that need to have permission to continue to go, to continue to keep going. And that there's options out there. There's opportunities out here. If you want my free video, my free 15-minute mindset reset hack, okay, this is where it's at. It's free. It's not costing you a dime. But do that for yourself, okay? It's 15 minutes. It's a video. Go on to www.walkitfree.com/mindset or comment reset here below, and I will send it to you. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.